Welcome to the Podski. What? Ooh, yeah.
You understand, baby?
Dig it?
Let me tell you another thing.
First name John, last name Baker. Uh-huh. Brother.
Hello and welcome to the Podski. I am your host, Man with 1,000 Gimmicks, John Baker. It is WrestleMania week, day 4, and it was a lighter one on our schedule, but here we are again. It is 2 a.m. on the East Coast, and it is, 11 o'clock here on the left coast?
Yeah.
Another day full of wrestling, literally from start to finish, and it was a good one. We did Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, which was their very first show on American soil, which was really cool to see. And we had the ROH Supercard of Honor, and that's what we got to see today. So the big days tomorrow. We got NXT first thing in the morning, and we got WrestleMania Night 1.
Yeah, today ended up being a pretty long day because we got done so late last night that we slept in until almost 10:30.
Yeah.
And then jumped in the car and drove straight downtown to go to the Joshi Pro. So obviously the first thing you want to hear when you wake up in the morning and you're still tired is a bunch of Japanese women screaming into a microphone.
That or the fact that the cleaning ladies were beating on the door.
God.
That's how late we slept in this morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, so initial thoughts on what this Tokyo Joshi Pro show was.
It was really fun.
It was.
It's a really fun promotion, and I didn't know a whole lot about it going in. The effort was a 10. The effort was a 10. They seemed genuinely very appreciative of everybody who was there. They did their shtick with the song at the beginning, and everybody's walking through the crowd and slapping high fives and everything. They seemed like they genuinely wanted to be there, and the effort was incredible. Is it something I'm going to watch every week? Maybe I'll probably try to catch it when I can. I don't know if it's the number one thing on my list to watch every week, but it's pretty fun, man. If you want to see something that's just a fun promotion that everybody's out there having a good time and taking it seriously, and they're really really good at what they do. It's a promotion to watch for sure. It's just fun. It's really fun to see. It's a change of pace. It's a good time to watch those shows.
Yeah, I went into that show cold turkey. I'd never seen anything Tokyo Joshi Pro before. The only thing that I saw was what we see on AEW with Maki Ito and Yuka Sakazaki. Those kind of people. Other than that, I had no idea what to expect, and I I don't even know, like, I just remember for the first 5 minutes of the show, my mouth was wide open catching flies, and I had nothing. I was just like, wow, I don't know what I'm in right now, but I'm here and I'm gonna try to enjoy it.
Well, there was a big crowd for that show too.
There was I
Bigger
would
than
say
I expected that early in the morning.
it was.
Well, I mean, it was noon.
It was
noon,
noon.
but still, I did not expect there to be that big of a crowd.
It was almost a sellout, and it was insane. I was not expecting that big of a crowd, and literally everybody around us knew every single wrestler, knew their song, knew their chants, knew everything about it. So that enhanced a little bit of the experience of how the hell do you know what these people are even saying?
I don't understand. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, even when the ring announcer woman was talking,
they knew.
People knew what she was saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't make out anything that was coming out of her mouth.
Yeah.
And then I felt almost kind of bad about it. I don't know what you're saying. Obviously it's second language.
Right.
But then some of the talents would come out and get on the mic and yell stuff, and people were going ape shit.
Literally,
I'm sitting there like, I couldn't even tell if they were speaking Japanese or if they were speaking English. I couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they were just talking real fast and everything, and people were catching it and understanding it, and I'm like, look, I watched Stardom and I watched everything, CMLL with
mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell they're saying, but you can still follow the show.
Right.
But today, live, I mean, I don't know what the hell they were talking about.
It was awesome because the crowd, like, they knew everything. Like, they were along for, they knew everything that was coming up. They knew when the Up girls came out and sang that song and did that performance, I had no idea what I was in for.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool because it's a whole crowd where the first two notes of a song hit and
Yeah,
people lose their fucking mind. And it's
I
like,
couldn't believe it.
how the hell do 1,000 people know who these songs are?
I
Like,
know.
it's just, I was just blown away by it. I mean, look, I know it's a promotion that people watch, but it's not even the number one most famous women's wrestling promotion in Japan.
Yeah.
It's not even that. So it's kind of like to be around a whole crowd of those people, that niche audience in the U.S. was pretty awesome to see
It
that.
actually, yeah, that part of it was really cool to see because we were kind of we were worried of what kind of crowd we were gonna have going in there. We're like, we gonna be the weirdos that bought tickets to see this show,
Yeah.
and we were the weirdos that knew nothing about the show. We were the outcasts.
We were the weirdos that were like, why don't you know all of this?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah, because I didn't know anything, you didn't know anything, and we like everyone was up on their feet, and we were like, "Are we supposed to be on our feet, or like what are we supposed to do?" I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Um,
But the two really good things about that show that were awesome were the fact that they went under 2 hours.
they did.
They like an hour 56 minutes, I think, was the runtime for that whole show, which was great. It was like
Perfectly
there's no
timed.
need to go another hour with
No.
this, just to fill time.
Correct.
So they did the right thing with that. I was really happy about that. And then the second part was that there were some kids in the crowd,
Hmm.
and they were all in.
Yeah.
There were little girls in that crowd. Not too many of them. It was mostly adults, but
Right.
there were a couple little girls in that crowd that were like on their chairs, dude, and like wide eyed the whole time. And I'm like, that is so good to see, like, little girls watching these female women doing what they want to do with their life, right?
Right.
And it was so cool to be able to see that and see those kids being happy. But I mean, a lot of those kids, maybe it was the first wrestling show they've ever been to, especially that close to the ring, even. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Where they were just at attention the whole time. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was. Um,
I have the card pulled up here if you want to go through it real quick.
I do as
Um,
well.
Okay, so I have the first match was Arisu, who was a big hit. I didn't know who she was before that. Her and Suzumi took on Hikari Noah. Hikari Noah was the woman from the first night that had the blue and the black gear that I told you, because they wrestled in the Hitchcock show,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Mark Hitchcock Memorial show.
yeah,
That was the one I was like, that girl's gear is awesome.
yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
like,
that was. I do remember that. Like you leaned over right away and said her gear is awesome.
yeah, so that was really cool, and she's awesome in the ring and really, really obviously really great at what she does. And her tag team partner was now Kikuta. And apologies again, everybody, if I'm butchering these names, but I'm doing the best I can here. So that's what it was.
I think what should be mentioned here is their tag team name is Free Wi-Fi.
That's badass.
Like how great.
How can you not get behind free Wi-Fi?
Yeah, and the other tag team name was Daisy Monkey.
Oh man, I'm in. I'm all
So
in
if
for
you can, so the only way to picture what this show was is like Riho.
that. Yes.
It's Riho times 40.
Yeah.
It's just 40 Rihos
In different gear.
in different gear.
Yeah.
And that's exactly all this promotion was. It was awesome.
I don't know what the deal was like. Obviously, the one woman was a lot taller than the others, but I don't know if it's kind of like an undersized promotion. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
The women that are in Stardom, obviously Kyrie and Tam Nakano are not very big people, physically, but for the most part, the women in Stardom, I would say, are just a lot bigger and kind of
Yeah.
like thicker and look more the typical traditional part. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But the with the Joshi Pro thing, it seems like they're like really fast, super talented, undersized women that fit that role. That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah, well the I guess the ladies that came a little bit later in the show, like the Janae Kai and the Yuki Kamifuku, like that match, like those women stuck out more
Yeah.
because
That's what we're used to.
that's what we're used to seeing. Like normally, I mean, because everybody else, like the rest of the roster was this very small. They were just small women, but
Yeah.
these were like, I guess, I don't even know how you categorize normal versus small. They weren't midgets, but like they were,
Right.
they were, you know, just smaller women. But
So yeah, so then Janae Kai beat, Yuki Kamafuki. Kamafuki was on that show too, the Hitchcock
the
show.
Hitchcock, yeah,
And she stands out because she's real tall and she looks like
right,
she's wearing Paul Stanley pants.
yes,
For like the black and silver.
but they're denim,
sequins.
but they're denim,
Yeah, she's got like black and silver stockings underneath the denim.
yeah,
I thought she had Kiss pants on at one point, but which that popped me. I'm all in. So
right,
but she's really tall. And they obviously she plays to her strengths where she does a lot of leg stuff. Does a lot of like I don't know if you call it the octopus or whatever that is where she's got everybody entwined with her legs.
yeah.
That was awesome. Like it's cool to see that. But Janae Kai, whatever, however you pronounce her name. I'm pretty sure I've seen her on Dark, or Elevation at some point. I've seen her wrestle before.
She was cool, and she
was at the Relentless show.
Yeah,
Not on the card.
not on
there.
the card,
Yeah.
but yeah, she her entrance music is awesome.
Yeah.
Really good entrance.
Good striker. She's pretty good.
The one thing I will say about this show is that the production, I mean, obviously it was a part of WrestleCon, so like they took care of all the production and stuff like that, but their entrance music was great. All of it was great.
Yeah. Thank you, Tokyo Joshi Pro, for doing what everybody should be doing and putting the pictures and the names on the graphic
Yes.
as they come out to the damn ring.
It's so hard to like watch these indie shows and it's just like music and then somebody walking out of a curtain and you have no idea who that person is.
And look, I get it, dude. There's no giant Titantron at the Ukrainian Center. I get it, but when they don't say the names, or
when they don't, I don't understand why those people are coming out for their entrances and no one says the names.
For those indie shows, man, like there were how many people that were in like 6-man tags and stuff.
And
like
I
that.
had no idea who
like,
4 of them were.
Unless their names were on their gear, we didn't know who the hell they are.
Yeah,
and they could have been awesome, and we were like, "Who's that guy?"
I feel like that was really kind of what took it away from me a little bit, especially on those shows where we were sitting in the front row. You felt like you were completely naked out there.
Yeah,
because these people are coming to the ring, and you're like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah. And like they could have done something awesome, and you'd be like, I don't know who the hell that guy is.
Like that's really cool, but I have no idea what his name is.
Yeah, that definitely is an issue for the like the Quixote and
the Quixote and
they don't have a jumbotron. On
See what pissed me off. What pissed me off about the Quixote venue was that they clearly had a video board where they put the Pandemonium Pro.
Which looked good.
It looked good, and then they put Relentless up there. But they didn't add like anything else with it. Like
how hard is it to put a picture?
They could have put the graphic up. They had the graphic on Twitter. They couldn't have put it up on.
Same damn thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, they could just put the same picture up.
That's where I had a. If there was a one complaint that I had about this week with the indie shows it would be that like I'm not asking for you to like put up an enormous Titantron or anything like that. But if you're not gonna have a Titantron and you're not gonna have like. If you're not going to have anything like that's going to show me what the match is that's coming up or who these people are, announce the fucking names when they come out of the curtain.
Yeah.
It is infuriating.
I think the thing the biggest problem I had with it, in addition to that, because I obviously have a big problem with that, dude, where's the gear? Where's the merch?
Yeah.
Why did anybody have any merch? I wanted to go to those shows and buy stuff, dude. I literally wanted to go and be like, I don't know who the hell that guy is, but that guy's awesome, and I'm going to buy that guy's shirt.
Yeah.
I would have bought freaking 20 of them over the course of this whole week, but there's no anything.
Yeah.
It's just very strange.
Yeah, the lack of merch, I guess, is really strange, and I don't know if people just aren't doing that as much.
Dude, we went to Long Island, everybody was selling stuff.
I know.
That VPW show, every single person on that card had shirts.
I guess I was a little bit confused because I don't know if it was because it a lot of these aren't home-based promotions, but the Santino Bros, I think they had actually a good amount, and that's like their home.
Yeah, they had their own Santino Brothers wrestling shirts. I saw some of those.
Yeah.
But for GCW, who does have the money, right, and has the ability to mail stuff across country, you brought a fucking ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't throw a couple boxes of T-shirts in the freaking thing. GCW had a decent amount of stuff, but I was really kind of just shocked by just the lack of talent merch.
Yeah,
It
there's
was there.
no talent. There's no people trying to sell you their T-shirts
Strange.
or
It's really strange.
people are just sitting at the tables, but they're like for the promotion they're talking about. It's not like for themselves.
Yeah.
So that was a little frustrating.
I
And I don't know if like
was let down by it.
is something like Pro Wrestling Tees, is that killing that?
I don't know. And that's a good theory. I mean, also the fact that people are in town, like you said, it's not their home base.
So why would
It's
they
really
bring a bunch
easy
of merch?
If I live in freaking Red Hook, New Jersey, and I'm wrestling on the card in on Long Island this weekend, I just throw my shit in my car.
Yeah.
And I drive out there and set my table up.
Right.
That's a lot different than getting in a plane and bringing a box as a carry-on or
Right.
check
Which I totally understand that and get that.
I get it. I understand. But it's just man, I wanted to save money on food this week, and I wanted to save money on drinking out in public,
Mhm.
like at shows and everything, and spend my money on shirts,
Yeah.
and hats, or whatever the hell. Kid Bandit sweatpants, you know what I mean? Like, we talked about that the other night. Dude, it's a joke, but like, dude, if they were a pair of Kid Bandit sweatpants, I'd pop my ass off for that.
Yeah.
You know? So, like,
So if kid, if you're listening, kid,
which we know you are,
Andretti would love a pair of Kid Bandit sweatpants
from Anchorage when you get back home. Yeah.
Yes.
Next time you come down here from Anchorage, you better have some fucking sweatpants.
Oh my!
Just make them black with the writing down the side, your name down the side, and a cartoon caricature of your head. That's it. With the hair.
Right? Yeah. Like the Kid Bandit logo.
That's it. Yeah. That's all we want. You can hire me for marketing. I'll do consulting for you for design, whatever you need me to do, Kid Bandit. I'm here for you. I love you. Just keep doing your thing.
Yeah. Hats off to Kid Bandit this week. But yeah, so like this Joshi Pro show.
What was the match after that? I'll look at the card here. I think it was
the Hyper Misano and Trish Adora.
Was that the next one?
Yep, after Janae Kai and Yuki
Komafuku.
Yes, and Raku.
Yeah, so Hyper Misao's pretty cool. So she's
the
superhero.
She's got the superhero gimmick, and she was awesome. Like if you can think about what
Shane Helms.
No, I was gonna say Nikki Ass.
Oh, I thought she was way better than Nikki Ass.
No, I was gonna say like if Nikki Ass was actually great.
Yeah, no, that's
That's exactly what she
Hyper
is.
Misao's way better.
Way better. And then from this match, for me, I thought it was a complete 180 for Trish Adora, which once I saw her with tired eyes last night. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and what would really be 5 o'clock in the morning if I was like actually living in a normal time zone.
Yeah.
It was just cool. It was a completely different style for Trish to.
Dude, how much was she loving this today?
She looked like she was having so much fun.
This is probably the first time she's ever gotten that kind of love from a crowd, like a big crowd.
Yeah,
like that.
but she got the streamers
streamers, everything.
And everything. It was awesome.
Everybody knew who she was.
Dude, that's the first show. That's the first show.
How the hell does everyone know Trish Adora?
Yeah, that's the first show all weekend where they've had the streamers like that.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
How did we not have streamers? I mean, they did have some streamers yesterday a little bit.
I mean, you could tell with her when she came out to the ring and people were chanting her name. She climbed up on the ropes like she got teary-eyed, dude.
Yeah, you could tell.
That was awesome to see.
Yeah,
like, she was legit like, holy shit, this is what it's supposed to feel like. Was the look on her face?
Yeah, because she definitely didn't get that.
In dungeons.
Well, she didn't get that from us yesterday at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. But then it was really cool because Hyper Misao turned her into a superhero.
Yeah, and gave her the mask, and she put the mask on.
Trish Adora was all in living her best life. Dude.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was so awesome to see that.
Yeah, that actually, I think that was probably my favorite match of the whole
really
show.
Fun. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then they took on who did they take on? They took on
Raku and
Yuki Aino, I think.
Yeah.
It was. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, that match was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was good stuff.
That was good stuff. And then we got into the Wasteland Wax Party.
That's our tag team.
The Wasteland War Party, which is Max the Impaler and Heidi Howitzer versus Miyu Watanabe and Wantan. I'm butchering.
Mayu Watanabe.
Watanabe. Okay,
Which
yeah.
was funny because last night when we were in the car, you said something to me like, I have no idea who the hell's going to be at this Joshi Pro show tomorrow. And I said, I know 3 people, me, you, and Maya Watanabe. You're going to be there. We don't know anybody else.
That is so true, and I didn't even catch it.
She's the only person I knew. Obviously, I knew who Maki Ito is, but like I knew Maya Watanabe a little
Right.
tiny bit.
So she is the biggest babyface for this promotion outside of
But
Hyper
she's awesome.
Masao.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was awesome. But yeah, and then if you're not familiar with Maxine Paler or Heidi Howitzer, they're kind of all over the indies for women.
I hope they paid her off or something for that.
For Sarah Logan,
dude. You know who was pretty good? Sarah fucking Logan was pretty good. You know who sucks? Valhalla sucks.
I think they both suck, but that's just
I like Sarah Logan, but I don't know. I mean, dude.
Sorry, Sarah, if you're listening to this.
They totally stole that girl's gimmick, dude.
They totally did.
I
They literally ripped it right off of Maxine Paler and put it on Sarah Logan.
Look, I know that the Rockers ripped off the Rock and Roll Express. Like, we all know that. Like, that happens in wrestling all the time. But, like, dude, you just stole this girl's gimmick, bro. Like, it's not okay. Why didn't you just bring her in?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's a shame.
100% rip off.
Taylor created this character.
Yeah.
And they just stole it and gave it to Sarah Logan. And again, I like Sarah Logan. I really do. I thought, before she went away, she had a little bit of steam going, and she was pretty good in NXT when she was there too. But now she's just a manager, doesn't do a damn thing, and they stole a gimmick for it.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. But then after this, we had the International Princess Championship, which is Rika Tatsumi against Billy Starks, who we've seen
multiple times.
We saw multiple times. Saw her. That's the 3rd time we've seen her this weekend.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's getting a lot of work. She's doing it right. Look, I know I put over Billy Starks every show, man. Mm-hmm. Every time we do podcast,
she's good.
But like, she's doing the right thing. She's working with people all over the world from different perspectives, man, and that's what you should be doing.
And this is the first time I heard Billy Starks a lot, and I didn't actually see like any matches, and because we were talking about how like was she on AEW or not, because I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that I have seen a match of hers before. I just never remembered it. But seeing her work this weekend, she's gonna be something.
Yeah.
In the next couple of years.
Somebody's giving her advice, and I don't know who it is, but whoever is doing a good job so far, because they're telling her, you need to go to every show in the world and get yourself booked and go work with everybody you possibly can, male, woman, whatever the hell you want to do. Get in a ring with everybody and learn everything.
Yeah.
Don't fucking just jump into a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
It's like NXT for her right now is the wrong fit.
Yeah.
AEW right now for her is the wrong fit. It might not be the wrong fit in 2 years.
Right.
But do your thing, man. Just travel the world, get yourself booked, work with Joshi Pro, work with freaking, stiff women, work with men, work with everybody you possibly can, every kind of match you possibly can. And she's doing exactly what she should be doing, in my opinion.
Agreed, yeah. Yeah, she's been all over the place this weekend.
Yeah.
And then the main event was the Princess Tag Team match with the Magical Sugar Rabbits versus the 1-2-1
whole bunch of numbers.
With a whole bunch of numbers, which is Yuka Sakazaki and Maki Ito versus. So I'm getting this card off of.
I got it right here. I got it.
I'm getting it off of Fightful, and they put Maki Ito in both tag teams. She can't possibly be in both tag teams.
The Magical Sugar Rabbits are Mizuki and Yuka Sakazaki.
Okay.
So they were the challengers, because Mayu Yamashita came in and Maki Ito were the tag team champions.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks, Fightful, for the great information.
But
thanks, Scott Edwards.
But it was cool to see a title change.
It was cool to see a title change.
I think Ito and Yamashita have had those belts for a while. I don't know that for sure, but in my head I think that they did.
Yeah.
So being able to see that title change was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I left that show thinking, what did I just watch for 2 hours?
Yeah.
I was a little perplexed. I was a little like, okay, well, that was an experience that
it's just so different, man.
It's literally nothing you can ever like. It's not American wrestling that I've ever seen in my life.
That's why it's so important. Oh, look, I was thinking about this while we were sitting there. So like, the thing I was thinking about was just how much it pisses me off, and this was even in the first match. I started thinking about this while I'm sitting there. Like, people thinking like it's got to be Harley Race in a smoke-filled bar,
Yeah.
grabbing a hold with whoever the hell, right? And that's what wrestling's supposed to be.
Mhm.
And anything else that deviates from that is not right. Dude, it's so stupid because there's a place in this industry for everybody that wants to do what they want to do.
Right.
And if you love Tokyo Joshi Pro, you should go all in on
Yeah.
Tokyo Joshi Pro. If you love the WWE, you should go all in on WWE, right? That's what it is.
Yep.
And the thing too, man, like, people love the Savannah Banana Slugs.
Yes.
The minor league team,
Mhm.
who do all kind of wacky shit.
Yeah.
Okay? It's okay to love them. It's so different than normal baseball that what we're all accustomed to, right?
Right.
There's a place for that, dude. There's nothing wrong with having fun and enjoying your life and pursuing hobbies and doing what you want to do with that kind of stuff and supporting those kind of promotions. If you love the Young Bucks, go watch the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
If you love the Usos, go watch the Usos. There's nothing wrong with that. So, like, there's nothing out there that should be telling anybody that wrestling is supposed to be this. Wrestling is supposed to be that. It's supposed to be fit into these different categories. Dude, that's not right, man. This is an industry that is inclusive of pretty much everybody.
Mhm.
Of everybody at this point. There's a spot out there for every niche that you could possibly find in professional wrestling for you to go be a fan of that and go all in. And I might just encourage everybody to go all in, man. Because what I really enjoy is just seeing the variety of what we get, right? Where we go to, an all black show last night, right? Which was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Great time, right? The next morning we go to a Japanese women's promotion that we didn't know what the hell to expect.
Yeah.
It was from another fucking planet.
It literally was.
So, and we loved every second of it.
Yeah.
And then we end up going to, we're going to go to WrestleMania tomorrow and the next day, where it's not anything like what we've seen.
No.
So, like, there's nothing, and we're going to love it. There's nothing wrong with any of that. So,
Right.
Go watch what you want to watch. And if somebody's telling you, wrestling's supposed to be, this way or that way, dude, that's not what this industry is, bro. This industry is about depth at this point, and about enjoying what you're doing and celebrating this industry, man. And that's why wrestling is so much fun.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Don't think you could have said it any better.
That was the last match. That was the main event.
Yeah, that was the main event, and I thought they timed it well. It didn't need to be any longer. Didn't need to be any shorter. It was perfectly timed.
Sure.
And then we headed out. And we checked out the pop-up shop for stash pages and all them. Shout out to.
It was fine.
It was fine. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to go by and check it out. Just wanted to see what they had, and then we moved on and went to Philippe's.
The Philippe's, yeah, the original Philippe's, the French dip.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was big deal in LA.
Yeah, it's really good. And then we made our way over to the Galen Center for this this ROH card that left a really bad taste in our mouths after we left.
Yeah.
So
well, let's start with the good with this. I mean, we get there, the parking's super easy.
Super easy.
Right across the street.
Yep.
We walk right in, no issue whatsoever.
Literally couldn't have been any
Center's
easier.
Awesome. I mean, the venue's great. The seats are big.
Yes.
It's a beautiful, pretty new arena. Everything's good. Everything's good. I mean, the prices were a little high, for the concessions, but where we were sitting were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The seats are great. I'm talking about the actual seat itself.
Yeah, like it was nice to actually sit on a padded seat where it didn't feel
God.
like my ass is gonna fall off.
Yeah, like I was telling you yesterday, Bob, I was worried that we were at the Globe. I thought that chair was great.
And then you sat in it later or this morning.
I'm fat. I'm not that fat. I'm not so big. I'm gonna break a chair. I don't think I'm that big. Maybe I am that big. I don't know. But then everything was great. We had a really positive outlook. And then the show started.
So, Jeff Cobb was in the pre-show, which was funny that he's wrestled 3 times in the last 72 hours in what we assume is all in the same gear.
There's no chance in hell that guy washed that gear. I'm sure Jeff Cobb has multiple sets of gear, but
yeah,
if anybody's out there thinking Jeff Cobb's scrubbing his gear in the sink, you're full of shit. That dude did not leave those shows yesterday and run to a sink.
just laughing because it seems like we're just burying him, but that was the first thing I said. I was like, that guy hasn't changed gear in 3 days.
This guy might be wearing the same clothes he's had on in 3 days.
Yeah.
He might have just been wearing his gear when he got off the plane.
He literally goes from Dynamite on Wednesday night as a one-off, comes to the New Japan show last night at 8 o'clock, and then tonight he was at the Ring of Honor
How
show.
funny would it be if Jeff Cobb just wore his gear for 3 days?
He never
Just
took it
in
off.
the airport and everything. He's just ready to go. I stay ready, so I don't got to get ready.
The other funny thing about the gear is that in the next match, Willie Mack, who we literally saw like 12 hours earlier,
my
was
God.
still in the same
No
gear
chance.
too.
I'm gonna say there's a great zero chance that Willie Mack didn't even take that gear off. He just left that venue at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, slept in his car, and then walked into ROH.
I'm really not trying to bury Willie Mack because
We love Willie Mack.
dude,
He's
Willie
awesome.
Mack was awesome.
I loved Willie Mack way back in the day. Like, I saw him on Lucha Underground, and I was like, why has no one signed this guy? You know what I mean? Because he's a huge human being. They can move really well. He's super athletic. He can jump around. He's strong. I mean, why would anybody not want to? He's charismatic.
Dude,
Why would anybody not want to sign that guy? So I'm all in on Willie Mack.
We saw Willie Mack as many times as we saw Speedball, it felt like.
I feel like we saw like probably about 80% of Mike Bailey's matches of all time this weekend. Mike Bailey worked like 75 shows this weekend.
And he did the same match 87 times. Where he does the kicks, the backflip.
Someone catches it.
Someone catches it. Then he does the backflip out of the ring. Then he does the backflip with the knees where he misses.
Yeah, then he hits it later.
Then he hits it later.
And then he does the swirl kick from across the ring.
And he does a swirl kick from across the ring that may or may not be reversed.
Yeah.
We're not killing you, Speedball,
Dude,
we love Mike Bailey, but
Yeah.
we saw it 87 times this weekend.
Yeah, it was great.
Which was I totally I'm all in on Speedball. Those were the first matches that I was like really paying attention and
hey, hats off to that guy for being able to headline that freaking Impact New Japan show to jump in there and fill in. I mean, being able to headline that's a big deal, man. And he did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. But the gear thing just made me laugh. That was the first thing I thought was like, I've seen Jeff Cobb for 3 days straight, and he's been in the same gear for 3 straight days.
You know why I laugh about that and you say that? Because I know who I am.
Yeah, yeah.
I probably would have left the show tired and been like, I'm just gonna sleep in my gear and go wear the same gear tomorrow night.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny. And then, we had Willow Nightingale on the pre-show and Stu Grayson. And then jumped right into
so Willie Mack took on Takeshita.
Oh, he did,
Which was badass, man.
Dude, Takeshita.
Can we just stop right there for a second? Why did we get Takeshita and Nightingale on a pre-show match, man?
I don't know.
Why did Willow Nightingale not win the ROH Women's title tonight?
They fumbled 3 titles tonight.
Why did Emi Sakura not win the women's title on that ROH show tonight, dude?
I don't know. I have such a bad taste in my mouth after this show
God.
with Tony Khan, ROH.
And look, I know people are gonna. Everybody's got their own opinion, and it's totally fine, But like, the issue is that it's just one of those things where there's better ways to do things sometimes, and the predictable way to do things is not bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no one thought Yuka Sakazaki was winning that belt, dude.
No.
There's no one that thought that. And they put Sakura and Athena on the freaking Honor Club from either this week or last week.
Why?
Why not give her the pay-per-view match? No one thought Sakazaki was winning that belt.
No.
It's just shitty.
So for me, what I really enjoyed so they started off with the Vikingo Commander match, which absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, you know what was great about that? Why that was probably the best match on the card? Tony Khan didn't book it.
Yeah.
It was someone else's match.
It was somebody else's match.
It was on his card that he had probably nothing at all to do with.
Yeah.
And it was great.
It was
So
really.
that should tell you something.
Yeah, and then they had the Embassy come out and beat Grand Metalik, Blake Christian, and AR Fox, which Blake Christian we saw last night
Yeah.
or yesterday.
Changed his gear.
Didn't
sleep in his car.
Didn't sleep. Yes, didn't sleep in his car. He had a gear change. I really like that guy after watching him. Yeah, he was really good. And then they had the women's match where, yeah, you watched that match. I took a little break and went out and gave the wife a call. But
I watched very little of that match.
Okay, fair enough. We can.
Look, you don't want to bury people, but like Athena, I do like her as a babyface. I do. I really do. I thought that before she got hurt in NXT, I thought she was doing a really good job. But then she came back. It hasn't been the same since she came back from the injury. Now she's a heel. It's unbelievable because she's a good person.
Right.
So she's just one of those people, man, that like sometimes when a really genuinely nice person tries to work heel, it just doesn't fit.
Right.
She's not. It doesn't fit.
It doesn't.
Just make her a baby face.
Yeah. They're just Tony Khan is hell bent on fucking killing people's careers. Like, I'm just gonna say it, like, because I'm just sick and tired of it, and that's the way it fucking was for this next match.
I don't know why we didn't get Willow Nightingale. I mean, look, I've said this 100 times too. Willow Nightingale on every show that she's on is a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
On every show, people love her. She's super charismatic. She's got a big, beautiful, bright smile. She moves around really well for a bigger person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, that's your champ in ROH. Put the belt on her. Why did we not get her in a title match? Why was the pay-per-view match not Athena versus Willow Nightingale?
I don't know.
When you've been putting Nightingale in pretty good positions all this time for how many months?
So frustrating.
They've done nothing with it.
It's so frustrating. My biggest complaint on this show starts with the Samoa Joe Mark Briscoe match, which came after the Athena match.
Yeah. I mean, look,
this match ended with a referee stoppage.
Yeah.
It's
how are we tapping him out, dude?
I'm gonna start saying some bad stuff on here.
So, like, here's what I wanted to say before we even get into that is that I really do try my best to separate my own personal feelings about what I think they should do from what they do. Okay, I try to do that. I really do. I really do try to do it. My personal opinion is Mark Briscoe should have gotten a big pop and won that belt and kept it for as long as you wanted them to keep it. 3 days or 300, whatever you want to do, okay? You should have given the crowd that pop.
Yes.
But
his family is sitting in the front row.
Why would you
and you tapped him out?
Why would you tap that guy out, man?
What was the fucking point?
There's no point. Unless you're going to... The only way there's a point is if Mark Briscoe beats Claudio for the world title, and now there's a case to be made that Samoa Joe should be a world champ.
Maybe, but...
And I don't think they're going there because I don't think Tony Khan's smart enough to do it. I told you what he books like in the car. I don't even want to say it out loud.
His family was sitting in the front fucking row, and you made him tap out.
After he relinquished the tag team titles.
After he relinquished the tag team titles because his brother died.
Yeah. Can't you give the crowd the win and give him the win, dude?
What are we doing?
I mean, look, we're not backstage. So there could be a case where Mark Briscoe was like, I'm good, don't worry about it, I'll just lose the match, whatever.
No, you tell him to fucking win the belt.
Exactly.
Make the crowd literally, all the wind went out of the crowd after that. Because no one was happy.
You know why? Because everyone fucking loves him.
Right.
And everyone loved his brother.
Yes.
The people who watch Ring of Honor are people who love that family.
Yes.
So give him a goddamn win.
Yeah, I'm fired up about that.
At the very least, make it a disqualification and have him win the match, but not win the belt.
You know what? We're gonna segue off of this because I'm already hot about this, and we're gonna stay in the heat zone here. Mainly because this match was ended with a referee stoppage. I've completely glossed over all of my other complaints that I've had about this weekend is the same fucking referees that we've had for every single show, and they all fucking suck.
Every show except for ROH.
What is the point of being a referee if you're not going to enforce the fucking rules?
I don't get it, man.
They're just in there just making hand gestures and telling them how much time they got left.
Dude, there were trios matches we've seen, or like 8-man tags or whatever, where everybody was in the ring.
We watched
it was
we saw one woman ref. I don't know what the hell her name is. I don't care if I ever see her ref again. We've seen her for 18 shows, 172 matches. She enforced one fucking rule in all of those matches.
Yeah.
She let everything else go, and she did not enforce one rule she did not enforce any single rules except for one time in one match out of the 172 that we've seen her in all weekend long.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
And we're not the only people that are yelling this out. Like, other people around us are like, can somebody enforce the rules?
There were people yelling, get them out of the ring. Stuff like that. Because there were so many people in the ring.
Yes.
During tag team matches.
And then
for minutes.
Then the other guy yesterday during the Impact show was fucking tapping with his finger on the mat. Count! I can't hear the count.
You lost your mind at that, dude.
That was the first time I visibly got mad at a show where I was like, I literally yelled out loud, "Can you please smack the mat like you mean it?" And everyone around us popped.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the point of being a referee if you're not going to enforce the rules?
It's strange.
I'm so pissed off about this.
Yeah, and they just kept...
They were useless.
It was really weird. It was really weird.
The guy for the culture, he did a better job than anybody else that we saw all weekend.
Let's put it this way. It got so bad in those tag team matches and those trios matches that you would start to think in your brain, is this a 4-way match? Is this a...
I thought it was a fucking Royal Rumble at some points.
I mean...
for every single match.
It was almost like everybody in the ring was fighting everybody. No one's throwing anybody out of the ring. There's 28 people in the ring fighting.
I don't want to sound like an old man here, but for God's sakes, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
The refs were just making hand gestures and faces and then giving little whispers saying, you got 5 minutes left.
6 more minutes.
6 more minutes. And then they were always in the way. The one guy literally was...
Just stood in the ring.
He stood in the corner, and we couldn't see shit that whole match because he blocked the entire match. And the one guy during the Joe Show Pro, he was going to do the same thing, and somebody yelled, "Ref, can't fucking see anything," and he moved to the other side and did the same thing and blocked the other corner.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
The refs I sound like I've hated this week, but I legitimately haven't. But the referees have pissed me off at every single show.
It's not been good. This has been a bad weekend for refs.
Because we've had the same refs for every show. The same 2 refs.
I mean, whatever.
I understand that it's independent wrestling, but for God's sakes, enforce the fucking rules of the match.
Yeah.
When we're gonna give somebody a 5 count, give them a 5 count.
What was the match that we were watching where 2 people were out of the ring and they hit the 10 count? No one jumped in the ring, so the ref just counted to 20.
Yeah. What? I think
the ref got the
was
10.
was that the Mark Hitchcock show?
I think so.
Where everybody was like, and he was like 10, and then everyone was like,
"Is the match over?"
And then like he visibly put his hands up.
He panicked and counted 20.
I forgot about that. That guy actually was a good ref, actually.
Jesus.
That was the only thing. That guy was actually good. But, oh my. I had such a beef with the refs this weekend. That I don't want to sound like I'm trying to bury any women here, but she fucking sucks.
I've never seen her. I have no idea who she is.
She was fucking worthless. I sound so...
It's been a rough weekend for...
When you work 1,700 matches in a week.
She's working 28-hour, 27-hour days.
2 shows.
That chick hasn't slept in like 96 hours.
Golly, she only had time to enforce one rule. I can't even remember what the rule was. I just know that I had it marked down that she enforced one rule in the 97 matches that she's refed that we've seen. I had to get that off my chest about the refs.
I agree with you, man. Everything you said. What was after that?
Well, other than
Shibata.
just piss and vinegar out of me because I was so furious that Mark Briscoe didn't win that belt, we had Tanahashi versus Daniel Garcia, which was a breath of fresh air.
That was good. Good match. Tanahashi's great.
Yeah.
Daniel Garcia seems like he's getting more confident. He's getting better all the time, which
Yep.
is good.
Which is good, yeah. Absolutely agree. And then we need to talk about this tag team ladder match because it ended in absolute disaster for no reason.
Yeah.
It was really awesome up until then. But if you haven't seen the ending, Dante Martin from Top Flight snapped his leg in half, compound fracture, and what we weren't told in the building, but as soon as he landed on the ground, he was immediately covered up with a blanket, and they swarmed to him. I caught what Meltzer tweeted out that they said it looked like a Joe Theismann type injury.
Oh boy. Well,
all I know is that his foot was turned the opposite way of where a foot should be going.
Not good, man. When they swarm like that with medical personnel, I mean, it was not good. I mean,
there's no reason to do that spot.
It was stupid as shit.
There's no point to land on 4 tables when you're trying to do a Canadian destroyer off of a ladder. A horizontal ladder, leaning one part on another ladder and the other leaning on a loose rope.
Yeah. And they were just trying to. They were basically using that ladder like a top rope.
Yes,
and just too much spring. I guess
I don't know because it looked like they overshot it.
They overshot it. So I don't know whose fault it was. I'm not blaming anybody, but it was dumb as fuck. Whatever it was unnecessary.
And now you have a tag team that they've been pushing for a long time because they're finally healthy.
Yeah.
And their
homeboy's going to be out for the next year and a half.
Oh yeah, after his brother is always hurt, and he has been the only healthy one. Now his brother is back healthy, and now he's the hurt one.
And the bad thing about that too was that whenever Darius was out, Dante had a singles run and did a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm.
Now Dante's out, and Darius is not Dante, so there's not going to be a Darius singles run with anything. So it sucks for them, man. But
the air got sucked out of the building.
Everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Because everyone was like, why?"
Yeah.
But yeah. But anyways, the Lucha Brothers they won the match. They beat everybody. They grabbed the belts, and then they had a moment where Mark Briscoe, who literally just tapped out in front of his family, relinquishes his tag team titles from his dead brother to the Lucha Brothers, who they were friends with. Yeah, which I totally am fine
I get it. You want to put it on people that Jay would have loved, and I'm sure they were all good friends and everything else. But we're not building stars here, man. Like
we're just recycling people who should be on Dynamite.
It's going to take them off of Dynamite. Is what it's going to have. Because they've taken the ROH belts off Dynamite. So now we're not going to get the Lucha Brothers and Penta anymore either. Shouldn't Top Flight have won the belts?
Or somebody else?
They would have done that spot.
Anyone else not named the Kingdom or Lucha Brothers, which is who I was pulling for, and they put it on the Lucha Brothers. We did get an FTR sighting. The FTR came out, but everything kind of went to the shithole whenever Dante's leg was broken in half.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they went home early. I don't know if that was the end or not, but they that match literally ended right away.
Yeah.
So, but then the following match was Shibata versus Wheeler Yuta, and which was really cool to see Shibata in person. My only complaint with Wheeler Yuta is his gear. His gear sucks. And I pointed out something to you that
I'll never unsee.
You'll never unsee. And I'm the only one that's pointed it out, but it's bothered me from day one, is his pants. Not only does the designs of it suck, He buys his gear from somebody that does not tailor it to his crotch area. So he has MC Hammer pants and the fucking like whenever he tries to do a split, like it's so low that it's like a gum band. It's like he wants to pull his legs back in or something. Like it looks like he's got a saggy ass. Like I don't understand what's going on.
It's not good. It's not good, and I'll never unsee it.
I'm sorry, but it's one of the first times he was ever on Dynamite. Somebody put him in a rest hold and he couldn't stretch his legs out on the mat. And I was like, well, if you just had fucking pants that fit, it would work. The motherfucker wears the same style pants ever since.
Oh my god.
I'm the only person that's pointed this out. But anyways, Shibata ended up winning that pure title, which I was a little bit annoyed with because in the building they didn't leave the pure title rules up. So I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
And as somebody who never watched ROH back in the day, why did we not keep up the rules? Like on the video, like that stage was awesome.
Yeah.
The stage was awesome, and
the production was excellent.
The production was excellent, but they didn't leave it up. I was a little irritated about that. And then the real irritation and the real thorn in my side came in this main event. The main event was Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston. This crowd was melting, molten lava for Eddie Kingston. And they didn't give a shit.
No.
I was so mad when he lost.
Find a bigger geek than Eddie Kingston right now.
They're trying to kill that guy's career. Tony Khan wants him gone.
I don't understand it, man.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
The crowd was begging for Eddie Kingston to be crowned tonight, and Tony Khan was like, fuck it.
I don't know what we're doing with Claudio. Why we got to keep the belt on him. That show, the effort was fine with everybody all night. The booking was not.
I've absolutely buried this show, and I don't even want to say that like I had a bad time because I did have a good time at the show.
Yeah, I had a great time too. Yeah, for sure.
But the decisions that were made just left such a bad taste in my mouth. What is Tony doing?
I'll tell you what he's doing. He's spread too thin and he won't hire anybody. This is what it is.
Hire a fucking booker. For God's sakes.
Yeah.
Or just get somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing.
It feels like
read a room.
It feels like Impact, where we're just running shows. We just run shows. Who wants to win tonight? You want to win? Okay, you're gonna win. You're gonna be champ.
Everybody knows that Eddie's never beat Claudio, right?
I think so.
Why was tonight such a bad idea for him to not win?
I don't know, dude. So now what are you gonna keep going with this?
Well, the wells run dry on him losing to him. Why?
When's Eddie Kingston won a match? Is my question.
Battle in the Valley?
Yeah, I guess he beat Jay White.
But that wasn't even in his own home promotion. He had to go somewhere else.
He'd be one of the best in the world, so we followed that up with him losing the ROH belt. Chance to the ROH belt. Great job.
I'm so mad. We literally left that show furious.
Tony Khan, after Eddie beat Jay White, which is a huge win, right?
Yeah.
Jay White's one of the probably top 5 people in the world. He capitalized on Eddie Kingston winning that belt or winning that match by putting him in that bullshit battle royal or whatever it was a week later, and then quit the company,
yeah,
quote unquote, on social media, and then lost tonight to Claudio, a guy that there should have been like a vengeance underdog story, and they killed it dead.
You want to know what's really funny that I just thought about? Tony Khan came out before the show started, and at the end of his little thing where he said, "We got a great show for you, I promise," I leaned over to you and said, anytime Tony Khan has said, "I promise," it's immediately followed by a fart.
Yeah.
And that's what happened tonight.
Yeah. Just a forgettable show.
That's what sucks. It was such a good card.
Yeah. Just forgettable. Missed opportunities and forgettable is all it is. Again, we're just running shows. We're just running shows. Who wants to win tonight? You want to be on the card tonight? You're on the card. You want to win? You're going to win too. It's fucking Impact.
I'm so mad right now at that show. I hate that, those tickets, they weren't cheap,
No.
but the seats were fantastic.
We did have a great time.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
But we just left pissed at the booking.
As did everyone else, it seemed like.
Everyone else was bitching.
Yeah. All the way out, people were complaining. People were booing Claudio, and they weren't booing him because he's a heel.
Yeah.
And that's not really his fault.
It's not his fault either. No. I don't know. But on a lighter note, we had a little nightcap at the Ye Rustic Inn. Got some really good wings. And we got WrestleMania very, very soon. We have WrestleMania tomorrow. We got NXT in a whole whopping
8 hours?
8 hours, I think.
Jesus.
So, yeah. Super excited. I cannot. They revealed the WrestleMania stage today. It looks fantastic.
It really does.
It looks so good. Do you want to run over a little bit of this NXT card?
Yeah, let's go through it here. So I think I have it right here. Let's see. I don't know what's going to be on the pre-show. I have no idea.
We'll see what we see.
So I've got Chase U and Tyler Bate versus Schism. I like Chase U. I like Tyler Bate. I don't care about Schism. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know why they did this to the grizzled young vets and put them in this, changed their names and gave them weird freaking weird contact lenses and made them creeps. I don't know how else to say it, but that it's not good. So I hope those guys don't lose their jobs soon, but it's not looking like they're going to be around if they're going to keep up with this stupid stuff. But it is what it is. Tyler Bates awesome, Chase U's awesome, so I'm sure they're going to get the win.
The old cuts are coming, so
yeah. What else we got? We got Grayson Waller versus Gargano. I'm sure that match is going to be awesome. A lot of fun. Gargano's going to put together a great match.
Always does for a
Sell
takeover.
His ass off for Waller.
Johnny Takeover.
It'll be good. Gallus versus the Creeds versus the Family. I'm assuming the Family is D'Angelo and Stax.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm pretty sure.
Should be great.
I'm excited for that one.
Gallus is awesome. The Creeds are awesome. And I love Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah.
So that should be pretty good. Then we've got Fallon Henley and Kiana James versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
I still think that Fallon Henley is still two people.
I don't know what happened this week on NXT, so I don't know if I'm sure there was more stuff with the storyline with them. Seems like Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are going to win those belts. I don't know, dude.
Sure.
I mean, they're just witches for some reason that are hateful.
Hateful witches.
Give them the belts. Let's fucking go, dude.
Tony would never.
Wesley versus Axiom versus Dragon Lee versus Ilya Dragunov versus JD McDonough. Everybody in this match is fantastic.
I like Axiom.
Everybody in here is great. Hopefully they won't screw this up somehow. I'm sure it'll be really good. I don't know who's going to win.
Well, they have competent human beings running that company, so.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Is it time to take the belt off of Wesley? I don't know.
I don't think so. Not yet.
There's a lot of people in there that could all beat him, and they're all pretty damn good.
Yeah, this could be winning something like this could take him a little bit.
Yeah.
Bump him up a notch.
Yeah. That should be awesome. Then we've got Roxana Perez versus Indy Hartwell versus Gigi Dolan versus Lyra Valkyria versus Zoe Stark versus Tiffany Stratton.
How many people are in that match? That's 6-way?
I think 19. There's 19 people. It's a 6-way, yeah. So, is it a ladder match? I think it's a ladder match.
I think it is a ladder match, yeah.
But I was asking you before we started recording, did they take the belt off Roxanne Perez?
I don't think that they ever vacated that belt.
So she's still the champ.
So they announced that match as it was going to be for
the vacant belt.
For the vacant belt, but I don't think they ever vacated it because she came back, so she's able to defend her title now.
Okay, so they put her into a match with 5 other women, basically a ladder match.
Probably a way that if she is hurt, she can cover.
Okay.
So it's not a singles. That's what I'm assuming.
Indy Hartwell, I don't know what's going on with her. If she's at the ceiling or not, I don't know. But doesn't seem like things have gotten much better for her
Mm-mm.
in a while. Gigi Dolan, I do like. Good ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a good future there, I think. People seem to really like her, which is good. Lyra Valkyria, not very big, pretty good athlete. I don't think she's going to win the belt. Zoe Stark, I think you told me that there was chatter that she was going to get yanked up pretty soon.
Yeah, chatter that she's gonna be possibly at that Raw after Mania.
Well, she should be because there's women on the main roster that could probably leave.
Yeah.
And you want to put good people up there.
Right.
She's fantastic, so she needs to be up there on that roster. Tiffany Stratton, I'm glad she's in the match.
Mm-hmm.
She's still a little great. Obviously.
Yeah, probably not ready for the spotlight, but she's ready for the spotlight, but not for the spot.
Five-star presentation on her, no doubt about it. Future star, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
So it's cool to see her in that. She's going to be in there. That's always a good thing. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the main event, Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker, which should be lights out.
Which we're assuming that Carmelo Hayes will win.
I think so. I think it's time to change that belt.
Mm-hmm.
Hayes is awesome. Trick Williams is awesome with him.
Yeah.
Breaker is fantastic, man. So if it was up to me, Breaker would already be on the main roster.
Yeah.
Doing something. So we'll see how it goes. But I think that card looks pretty good.
It does. And then after that, we're gonna head straight over to SoFi Stadium, and we're gonna go to WrestleMania Night 1. We got Austin Theory and John Cena. They're gonna kick us off. They're gonna be the curtain jerker. Which buddy, am I excited for this show?
I mean, even starting going back another step, like the Miz hosting, I think is going to be awesome.
Yeah,
somebody's going to knock him out. It's whoever's there, whether it's
probably Hogan's going to come out and call
Hogan,
the Silver Dome.
Or somebody, yeah. End up knocking him out.
Yeah. I'm super excited. Oh, I cannot wait. This is what we've been waiting on the whole week. We're done with the indie shows. Now it's time for the big boys to put on the big show.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the stage that they have constructed for this weekend,
it's big time.
It is saying fuck
leader of the industry.
That's saying, hey, the rest of you are kids. This is where the big boys are playing.
Yeah.
That venue looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, after the Theory and Cena, we got Strowman and Ricochet versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders.
Okay.
I don't know what's gonna happen in that match.
I have no idea.
No idea, but sure, let's go.
Yeah.
Probably a nice little the letdown match.
Yeah.
You
think they'll start doing the Street Profits breakup? Is it time to pull the trigger on that?
Well, I
mean, it has been for 2 years, but I mean, like, is this finally going to be like, why are we still doing this? Let's get the feud between the two of them, so Montez can beat him and go on to bigger things.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
that might be why it's on the card.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would hope so. But man, the rest of this card is stacked. We got the.
I have it here too.
Sorry, page refresh. We got the Rey Mysterio versus Dom Mysterio.
That should be awesome.
That match, that's the match I'm most excited for.
I don't know who's going to win that match. Like, I don't know if it's going to be Rey puts him in his place or if Dominic's going to beat him. I don't know.
Dom's been beating Rey at every single chance for over a year now. Like that's why I feel like Rey should get the win, but we don't know. I think that's why that one's so intriguing because we don't know who's going to win.
That should be good.
We got Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. That should be a fantastic match.
Yeah.
We got Becky Lynch and Lita Trish Stratus versus Damage Control, which is Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. How are you feeling about your girl Dakota Kai?
I mean, I love everybody that's in that match, but I'm concerned about Damage Control because I don't think they're getting much of a pop with anything they're doing.
So
it feels a little flat.
It does feel a little flat because they debuted at SummerSlam last year. We're almost a year into it.
Yeah.
Where are we going? But from what my understanding was a little bit was that this match was going to set up matches for night 2.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's still the case, but it was going to set up like Becky and Lita, and then there was or somebody like that. Or there was this match was going to set up two matches where they were going to end up defending the women's title, the women's tag titles, and tomorrow night, and then the other two women that were left out were going to have a singles.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's the case, but that's kind of like what I had heard.
The issue that I have with the whole damage control thing is I don't think any of them are very loved right now, even as heels. You know what I mean? It just feels like if you split that group up, I don't feel confident with Dakota Kai as a singles.
Mm-mm.
I don't feel confident with Io Shirai as a singles. Bailey even right now, I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know what the future is. You know?
Yeah.
They're all super talented, but it's,
right.
I just don't know. I don't know if I feel that it's gonna be good for any of them if they break that group up.
Yeah, I agree. And then the last two matches, the main events of the night, 100% is going to be the SmackDown Women's Championship between Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. I don't know if that is the main event or not, but I would be hard pressed to say that. I don't think this one should be the main event. I think it has to be the tag titles.
Sure.
But they'll probably put the women's match on because they want to have a women's title match main event and a men's,
which is fine.
Which is fine. But the real main event to me is the undisputed tag championships with the Usos versus Sami and Kevin.
I mean, I think, are we both thinking that Rhea's going to win that belt?
I think so. I think so.
I would think, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
They need Charlotte to lose so she can get the belts back, so she can get more to Flair's record. I know.
Good God.
I know, but they need her to break her father's own record.
Do they?
Yes, that's what they're doing.
We have to have this happen.
Yes.
She doesn't need to be a 35-time champion.
But she needs to be a 17-time champion.
Oh, God, whatever. Yeah, but the tag thing, yeah, I would think they're gonna flip those belts, right?
I would hope so. And then they unify them.
Each other. Owens turns on Sammy or whatever.
If Owens would turn on Sammy after all this, I think that would be an enormous swerve.
Give him the belts first.
Give him the belts, then break them up.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what that would be like after this whole story of trying to get them together and then just from the break up right away? That feels like a very WWE move.
Yeah. Well, we know who's calling the shots again.
I don't know. But yeah, that's tomorrow night. We'll go over night 2 tomorrow if we get any more matches. We don't want to announce anything here yet. So, it's
so
fine.
After Mania tomorrow, I'm gonna take you someplace to eat. You know, in on the Sunset Strip. That's really good. I looked around a little bit to see. I was really kind of surprised there wasn't more like after WrestleMania parties or something, like at a bar or something. You know what I mean? Like. Or even like a show at night or something, you know, with a couple guys on it or whatever. But I haven't been able to find too much. I'm surprised by that. Is that show out here? That show's gonna be over early.
Yeah, it's gonna be 8:00, isn't it?
Yeah, somewhere around there. So
8 or 9 out here.
Why there's not more stuff at 10 or 11? I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, we got another full day, and then I think. I don't know if we'll have. I don't think we're going to be able to do it tomorrow, but we'll definitely need to go to the Superstore, which I think we're probably going to do Sunday before night 2.
Yeah.
Which I'm so excited to go to the Superstore.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see all those figure reveals and all the props and everything that they brought in for the week. I'm super excited for all that. Sure. I'm going to mark out big time.
Sure.
Might make an irresponsible purchase.
It's funny.
All right, well, that was day 4. We got day 5 coming up tomorrow with the NXT show and the WrestleMania Night 1. WrestleMania is finally here, and just make sure you download, rate, review, and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow on the Podski.